Hey, what's up everyone? This video is going to be regarding various things taking place in the world around us. So, let's get started. The first thing that I'm going to discuss is the fact that experts warn of super storms and call for a new Category 6 for the oncoming hurricane season 2018. Now, I know that they stated on the news that there could be well over 16 hurricanes this year. Now, I don't know, that was the preliminary reports. I don't know if that has gone up or down at this point, but they stated there could be 16 storms, named storms this year. So, if you remember last year, I did a video, as long as it's still on YouTube, you can probably still find it. I don't know if it's still on here or not, but the hurricanes which happened last year, those two very strong hurricanes, I believe it was Maria and Irma last year, they should have been categorized as a Cat 6. They should have been a Category 6 because winds, basically any winds over 157 miles per hour so far have still been in the Category 5 range because there was no official Category 6 as of yet. That's seeming to change this year. Seemingly. They stated that they're going to go ahead and create a Category 6 title, basically. Now, they're going to add a Category 6 into the list of hurricane strengths. Last year, in order for a storm to be a Category 6, they stated, it would have to be well above 157 mile per hour winds. They said anything basically above 185, I guess, or above would be, and wind gusts above 190 or something like that, that's what they were stating, would have to be a Category 6, but they said that no hurricane has ever been recorded to have reached that except in the early 1900s, I think, when one hit many years ago, but they said they were afraid to actually title it that, so they took it off the records, basically. But why not? I mean, might as well. It was a Category 6, but we just didn't have any Category 6 on file. As far as since we don't have any Category 6 listed, they said they really didn't want to do that. Now they're going to add it to the hurricane strength list as a category. So if you remember last year, one of those two hurricanes reached winds in excess of 185 miles per hour and gusts up to 230 miles per hour. So it well exceeded the limit for to be considered categorized as a Category 6. It definitely fit that range. But because we didn't have a Category 6 on the list of hurricane strengths, they weren't able to label it as such. But this year they're going to do that. I even spoke to several meteorologists on Twitter. I tweeted stating that, hey, the winds of this hurricane were 185 miles per hour sustained and wind gusts of 230 miles per hour max wind gusts. I said that categorizes under a Cat 6, correct? Technically, wouldn't this be a Category 6 storm? And they didn't respond back to that, and I said, well, I guess since we don't have one, they're not allowed to call it such. And they liked that tweet. They stated, yes, basically that's it. So, basically they weren't allowed to call it a Category 6 because we didn't have one on record. There weren't any categories, no such category on record. Basically, that's why they didn't categorize it as that. I think that's going to be the focal point for this video, is just the hurricane categorization. But they actually expect there to be a new Category 6 put on the record for this hurricane season. A new analysis of the hurricane data worldwide since 1980 shows the number of storms with winds over 124 miles per hour has doubled, and those winds over 155 miles per hour has tripled. So as the 2018 Atlantic hurricane season begins, scientists are worried that the U.S. coastal communities could face more superstorms with winds, storm surges, and rainfalls so intense that the current warning categories don't fully capture the threat. Therefore, scientists call for expanding the hurricane scale for better warnings that could save lives. this year's forecast is about average and much more subdued than last summer's hyperactive season turned out to be, partly due to cooler ocean temperatures in the tropical Atlantic, as well as a nascent of El Nino pattern. But that doesn't mean an individual storm won't blow up to exceptional strength, as Andrew did in 1999, striking Florida, an otherwise relatively quiet year. 1992, sorry, I don't know why I said 99, as Andrew did in 1992, striking Florida. Heat tripled by increasing oceanic of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, raising the chances of that happening. Also, with all the pollution we have, it's possibly rising the chances. A new review of global data of hurricanes shows that since 1980, the number of storms and winds stronger than 200 kilometers per hour, kilometers per hour, which is 124 miles per hour or higher, Category 3, they have doubled, and those stronger than 155 miles per hour have actually tripled. So this is the chart showing that. The analysis published this week by 4 prominent climate scientists also show other clear trends, including poleward. Sorry, my mind is not reading right. Poleward migration of the areas where storms reach peak intensity, which puts new areas at risk, including New England and even Europe. Storms are also intensifying more quickly, with a greater chance that they will drop record amounts of rain, especially if they fall out when they hit land, as Hurricane Harvey did in Houston last year. The weight of evidence suggests that the 30-year-old prediction of more intense and wetter tropical cyclones is coming to pass. This is a risk that we can no longer afford to ignore, said climate scientists. So they're looking to add a Category 6 to their list. They said they're projecting an average to above average season this year, with 10 to possibly 16 named storms and 5 to 9 hurricanes, including 1 to 4 major hurricanes this year. Now, that's their preliminary reports, so we'll see how it progresses. Colorado State University also stated they issued Hurricane Outlook, which revised the expectations downward slightly this week, with 14 named storms. So there's a 51% chance of a storm, hurricane, so around 6 hurricanes and around 14 storms, 51% chance of a major hurricane making landfall somewhere in the United States. And this is the climate data shown there. I'm going to skip through this article. It's very long. I don't have that much memory. Whether climate change, or what they call climate change, or the weather engineering, or weather modification to cause certain things is taking place for the hurricane season 2018 is anomalous. It started with Alberto, and one of very few or subtropical cyclones to enter the Gulf of Mexico in the month of May. That is very rare for there to be a storm, a named storm, in May. And we had one, and it went right up through the central United States, central and southern U.S., and went right up into Michigan. It remained as a storm, which is very unusual for it to remain as a tropical storm as it goes through Michigan, all the way up through Michigan and into Canada. That was quite strange. And as stated above, superstorms are becoming stronger and more common, so just be prepared, or at least keep your eyes open and watching. So that's all for this video. I decided to keep it a one-topic video. I'm going to go ahead and post the link below where you can check it out. I do believe weather modification is real, and I do believe things are not normal or natural now. They're just not. There's too much sporadicness, and it's just the weather is way too sporadic from one way to another. But there's so much going on, especially in the times in which we live. And I thank you all for all of your comments. Give your feedback and opinions on what you think's happening and what you think about this. Do you think it's going to be a really bad storm season? Let me know in the comment section below. I send much love and thank you for everything. And lots of prayers and love go out to everyone going through these disasters we see taking place worldwide. Peace and much love. Bye.